Okay, neem seed oil. You asked, we're talking about it. One of the reasons you asked is it's in a lot of the skincare you're already using. Some people use the pure oil, put it on their skin, and they love it. For me, a lot of people ask because it's in my Ultra Moisture, it's in my vitamin C, and most of my patients go home with anti-age growth factor skincare. There's a serum and an accelerator, and it's in there. So neem seed oil, let's go through it and see how you should use it, if you should. And I think you probably already are. You got to check it out. But neem oil in skincare. So it's the extract of the neem tree. Some practitioners of traditional Chinese Ayurvedic medicine use neem oil to treat conditions ranging from ulcers, yes, stomach type of ulcers, to fungal infections. This type of an oil contains several compounds, including fatty acids, which is probably why we like it in skincare, and antioxidants that can benefit the skin. Two things that we absolutely love. The leaf of the plant also provides health benefits. The leaves contain plant compounds called flavonoids and polyphenols, which have antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and antibacterial properties. Now, inflammation leads to aging. Sun causes inflammation, so does pollutants. And remember, a lot of people have bacteria on their skin they don't want, and a lot of times this is what leads to acne. And I think these are two of the properties that people really like within neem seed oil. Researchers have only recently begun to examine how plant compounds influence health and disease. As a result, there are few scientific studies that have investigated the use of this product for skincare for treatment of skin conditions. And we need to recall that a lot of times skincare is invented from treating skin conditions. There are ceramides are one example. I mean, Botox, injection of Botox came from blepharospasm. And when we look at psoriasis and atopy and different problems that people get on the skin, often skincare is found to be beneficial, and then they go, well, wow, it has an anti-aging benefit. The skin looks even younger. So there isn't a lot of research that we can grab on neem seed oil, but there is a lot of anecdotal evidence for sure. Authors of a 2013 review of the available research into medicinal uses of neem concluded at that time that its extracts can help treat a variety of skin conditions, including acne. We talked about the antibacterial and anti-inflammatory factors working together. Acne is the low-hanging fruit for this. Psoriasis and eczema we mentioned, but also ringworm, so there's some antifungal activity quite possibly at play, and warts. So there is some evidence for pathologic states of the skin being treated with it. A 2017 study investigated the anti-aging effects of topical neem leaf extract in hairless mice. The researchers first exposed the mice to skin-damaging ultraviolet B radiation. They then applied the neem oil to the skin of some of the rodents. The team concluded that the oil was effective in treating the following symptoms of skin aging: wrinkles, skin thickness, skin redness, and water loss. Those are all things applicable to what we want: the wrinkles, the redness, water loss, and the aging. That's typically what you see with UV damage. The researchers also found that the extract boosted levels of a collagen-producing enzyme called procollagen and a protein called elastin. Ring a bell? Yeah, exactly. All things we want. Collagen gives the skin, of course, structure and support, and it makes it look plump and full, while the elastin, of course, helps maintain its shape and elasticity. Those are things we look for in Sculptra: elastin and mainly collagen type 1. So when we're injecting biostimulators, very similar. And you find common denominators. Skincare helps, of course, all of our injections. And you can see, because if you get an injection that is producing increasing levels of elastin and collagen, and this is proven, then imagine adding a skincare that can theoretically help produce more of that. Very rarely does anyone come back and say, I got too much collagen and elastin. In fact, I've never heard that. Production of these compounds decreases as people age naturally. So this eventually leads to dry, deflated looking skin and the formation of wrinkles. Promoting wound healing. So research also suggests that neem oil may help enhance wound healing. In 2010, again, it's an animal study. None of the animals were harmed here. Researchers discovered that neem oil showed superior wound healing effects compared with Vaseline. Specifically, the rats that received topical neem oil healed more quickly. Remember, Vaseline is really good at healing. In fact, after a facelift, a lot of times Vaseline or a petrolatum is applied for wound care. So it's not like wound care has come that far, but neem oil was better. Very interesting to apply that to the aesthetic world. They also develop stronger and more resilient tissue at the sites of their wound. So that goes along with the elastin and the collagen production that we're supposing may have happened. A similar 2013 study compared the effects of saline and neem oil on wound healing in rats. Those that received neem oil healed faster and did not develop raised scars. And saline actually has some benefits in scars. So it goes to show that the neem oil probably had a really good effect. The researchers speculated that the compounds in the neem oil may promote blood vessel and connective tissue growth, thus enhancing the wound healing. This is a breakthrough if you can get things that help with wounds. A 2014 study investigated whether a gel containing neem oil and St. John's wort could help reduce skin toxicity from radiation therapy. The study involved 28 humans who weren't harmed either, by the way. They participated and they were receiving radiation therapy for head and neck cancer. All participants experienced some reduction in skin toxicity following treatment with the gel. However, it is important to note that this study didn't include a control and there was St. John's wort too. So it's not a pure study. Some of the work on antibacterial properties. Well, a 2019 study examined the antibacterial properties of cosmetic products that contain neem compounds. The authors found that soaps containing extracts of neem leaf or neem bark prevented the growth of several strains of bacteria. So it's very well tolerated, but sometimes people can get a little bit of irritation. The EPA considered the oil to be of low toxicity, which is important because not everything is. But it is well tolerated, which helps us assume that in wound care, irritation won't be a thing, because antibacterial products, bacitracin and ointments, often people are sensitized and they get more redness and irritation. Then you're never sure, hey, is it the product or is it the antibacterials? So all natural antibacterials are sought after in the medical world. Also, while ingesting trace amounts of neem oil will likely not cause harm, consuming large quantities can cause adverse events. So, of course, you don't want to eat it. People who do get vomiting, liver damage, metabolic acidosis, encephalopathy, and other disorders. So it's meant for external use only. But how would you use it on the skin? People should use organic, cold-processed neem oil. That's what I like. The oil should have, it looks kind of cloudy, it's yellowish in color, but it does smell. I will tell you that. Now in products, you're mixing it with other things. I don't put perfumes in my products. However, there's such a small amount that you don't get the odor of the neem oil coming through. But if for those of you, and I know a lot of you are using straight up oils, you know it doesn't smell the best. It's generally safe to apply it to the skin. However, it is very potent, so it may be a good idea to just test it on a small area before you're putting it on your face. And we often test behind the ear. You can put a small patch on, or what we call the pre-auricular area. The back of the hand is another good area to start. Just test it a little bit. Some people use neem oil to treat various skin conditions, including infections and acne, so there is data from that. But use it as a spot treatment or over the entire facial region. I really like it used within products because that tempers a lot of what we're talking about, the smell and the potency of it. Of course, at home, you could dilute it too. You don't have to use a pure oil. You could dilute it. With the strong odor, what could you mix it with? Jojoba oil, coconut oil, almond oil, other carrier oils that you might have work, but those are a few options that I know people often have around the house. So neem oil, I wanted to cover it really quickly because so many people are using it. It's in my skincare and what I give to my patients, but there's a little data on it, little interesting facts. I put a complete playlist up here of skincare products you might enjoy and how to use them at home. Stay tuned here. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.